Alright guys, so now I'm trying to do the second part of this video, which is testing other loads other than buckshot for you guys. But it is starting to rain on me as I'm pulling up out here, which is really nice for the ranch, but it's just not so nice when you're out here trying to film videos. Alright, so moving forward before this storm gets too bad, we're going to try some more loads, starting with the more common ones. So here is some 8-shot BBs and 7.5 shot. Now these are both extremely small BBs, but this whole shell is going to be loaded with pretty much a wall of them, and this is what you're commonly going to use for trap shooting or shooting dove. So the 8 shot is the smallest, followed by the 7.5 shot, which is just a little bigger. And then moving up, we're going to go ahead and go to a 3-inch shell. So these are 2 3/4. I'll show you the size comparison, and notice the difference in brass, which indicates how much powder there is in here, how much faster it's going to go. This is number 2 shot, so the BBs are a little bit bigger in this, probably close to double the size of the 8 shot. And then finally we're going to move to a 3.5-inch shell. I'll give you another size comparison. 2 shot. Now what's special about this shell though, other than its massive size, is it's actually Federal Black Cloud, which they advertise that instead of just little BBs in here, it's going to be Saturn-shaped objects. So it has a little rim that goes around the middle, which is supposed to make it a lot more lethal when used for hunting. But we're going to test all these out on that inch of plywood at about 50 feet again and see what the penetration is like. Starting with the 8 shot. So this is probably extremely hard to see, but I'll try my best. All these little holes right here are all those tiny little 8-shot BBs, and it's spread pretty much on this entire upper right corner of the board. Let's go ahead and look at the back side. And we have no penetration, which I kind of expected because they're so small and have so little weight that there's not a whole lot of momentum and power to get it through that inch of wood. Alright, so moving up to just one step bigger with the 7.5 shot. I'm not sure if this is as noticeable on camera as it is in person, but now there's a lot more holes, and you can tell the holes are slightly bigger in person. So hopefully you can kind of tell on camera that they're now a little bigger. But once again, they are still too small to make it through that wood. And we're only at 50 feet, so I'm shooting alongside my truck. I know things look a little different on the GoPro, but I'm only 50 feet away, so I'm extremely close, and they just don't have the power. Okay, bumping it up again to the number 2 shot in the 3-inch shell, the Kent Fast Steel. Taking a look at what those 3-inch number 2 shells did, right away I noticed that there's a little bit more damage to the wood, some chipping along the edges. Taking a look at the back, we had one BB that went all the way through. However, when looking from the top view, there was a lot of separation between the layers of this plywood, and you can actually see those BBs, at least 2 of them, wedged in between, and these are extremely close to the size that you would shoot out of a BB gun, just for comparison guys. So counting the layers, we went through 1, 2, 3 layers with these 2 BBs before they stopped, and we did have one go all the way through. The last up is the Black Cloud 3.5-inch number 2 shot, and just want to point out that most shotguns actually can't hold the 3.5-inch shells. You have to have a special shotgun that has a 3.5-inch chamber. My Benelli Supernova fortunately does have one. So that's one reason these aren't super common. And then also, you'll probably note when I shoot this, the recoil is quite a bit more because this shell packs a huge punch. So take a look at that guys, hope you enjoy it. My shoulder sure will. See what it does to plywood. So at this point I'm kind of losing track of what holes belong to what load, so the front doesn't really matter. Taking a look at the back, not really getting any more penetration, which kind of surprises me, especially with that Black Cloud shell, but we have even more separation of the plywood, and actually now I'm seeing a 3rd BB in there. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot this one more time, just a little closer, just so you guys get a little bit more on camera to see what that Black Cloud shell can do. Alright, so now I'm at about 25 feet, going to try the 3.5-inch Black Cloud shell one last time, see what it does. I just wanted you guys to look one more time, especially when the shell opens up, just how truly massive these 3.5-inch shells are. So just compared to my hand, and I don't have small hands, I don't have big hands, they're about medium size, but just a size comparison there, they are pretty huge. Now it's one thing when you're hunting and you have an adrenaline rush going, but just shooting, just to shoot like I am right now, those 3.5-inch shells really start to take a toll on your shoulder, and I'm already feeling a little sore after 2 shots. Those things really kick. I definitely already walking up noticed that it looks like I'm seeing some light through there. There's some definite penetration. Let's go ahead and look at the back, and there it is. So what I think is between the 50 and 25 foot mark, those BBs are spreading out to where they don't have as much mass together to get through a hard, 1 inch of wood. They are made for things like waterfowl or any kind of bird hunting. And then I did recover the BBs. So on the right, the shiny silver one is your regular 2-shot. That kind of looks like it came right out of a BB gun. But then the darker one, and you can kind of see hopefully there that it's got a ridge. Like I said, I describe it looking like a little Saturn. It's got a ring around it. That is what Black Cloud and Federal say makes it more lethal when fired from the shotgun. So you can imagine a 3.5-inch long shell packed with those, sending a wall of those downrange every time you pull the trigger would be a pretty effective shell. Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any ideas on what else you'd like to see me destroy with my 12 gauge, please let me know. Also, I need your advice. I have some old cell phones, including this old Motorola Razr, which was my first phone as a kid growing up, as well as an old BlackBerry. Leave a comment, let me know how you want to see me destroy it out here. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Make sure you don't miss out on future videos. As always, have a good one, guys.
Wow.